The next time, it's for real. The orange replicas are replaced with actual guns. These men are taking on Afghanistan's drug lords with a little mentoring and training from the international community.
He hears that the police will pay money for information.
The British have invested heavily here. It's British money which is training the country's counter-narcotics intelligence teams.
For me personally, every day I look back at the day and say, have I made a difference today? If I have, I'll stay. If it comes to the point where I realise that I'm not making a difference, then maybe I'll go. But I'm nowhere near that point at the moment. I'm very encouraged by these guys, by their leadership.
And it's British taxpayers who've paid for the high-security wing at the Polychaki prison on the outskirts of Kabul. Inside, the men behind bars are some of the first big successes for the newly bolstered Afghan judicial system. The man in the cream shawl is remarkable because he's so unremarkable. Haji Abdullah's appearance belies the fact he was one of the country's top 3 drug barons, personally putting millions of pounds worth of heroin on the streets of Britain each year. Now jailed for 2 decades, he's still insisting he's innocent in this exclusive interview.
He hasn't been involved in drug trafficking. Even he hasn't got anything. He hasn't got any car, he hasn't got any building, he hasn't got any premises, any houses.
Our pictures showed how Afghanistan's drug lords made their millions. These men are turning opium into heroin. Haji Abdullah ran a drug syndicate which linked the poppy farmers to the drug makers and then to the Taliban, who extracted a tax in return for protection for the drug trade. A 4-month investigation by Afghan intelligence found Haji Abdullah had the Taliban in his pocket, but also significant numbers of police.
During the time he was in custody in Herat, before we could get him down to Kabul, there were a number of rescue attempts on him, either from criminal associates or from police officers who we reckon were connected in some way to his organisation.
Each of these cars entering the capital is checked for drugs. Crushing the drug trade also affects the Taliban's operations and the financial flow funding the insurgency. And finally, they are moving in on the drug czars. Alex Crawford, Sky News.